food eaters, and welcome to this episode of Bangers and Ash, where we today will be making dumplings. Half of them with a pork and chive filling, and the other half we're going to try and reimagine the hoisin duck wrap in dumpling form. So what we need to do first is make our dough for the dumplings, and this is very simple. All you need is 500 grams of flour, 2 teaspoons of salt. Mix that together before mixing in around 300 milliliters of hot, ideally freshly boiled water. And mix this together until it forms a dough. Then you take it out and knead for up to 10 minutes until a smooth little ball like this. Place the dough ball in a bowl, cover with a damp kitchen towel and let rest for up to 2 hours. To make the pork filling, you ideally want to get some whole pork shoulder and just grind this yourself or chop it very finely, as you'll see I do with the duck later. But anyway, we got ground pork here, and to that you want to add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of hot Chinese 5 spice, a half a tablespoon each of cornflour and baking soda for thickening and tenderization respectively, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and drizzle in some sesame oil and rice wine vinegar or mirin. And then you want to chop up our trusted accoutrements, the spring onions and chives, and for the chives I can only recommend using scissors. And then, as an intermezzo to your filling making session, you want to take your rested dough and knock it back for 3 to 5 minutes, and then cover and rest again for around 30 minutes before turning your attention to the duck. And the first thing you want to do is separate the skin from the breast using the sharpest knife you can possibly find. Then you want to crispen these up in a pan while mincing the duck breast as finely as possible, again using a sharp as possible knife. Or even better, if you have a cleaver handy, this would be the perfect moment to whack it out. But anyway, once you have got the skin nice and crispy, you want to chop this up finely and add to the duck breast. Then, to make the hoisin sauce, you want to take 1 tablespoon of sugar, 4 tablespoons of dark soy sauce, 1 carefully applied heaped spoonful of peanut butter. Clean up your usual mess. Then proceed to add 2 teaspoons each of sesame oil and mirin. Grate in 1 clove of garlic as finely as possible. Add a teaspoon of black pepper. If you want to bring a bit of heat to the party, add a splash of sriracha or equivalent hot sauce before mixing together and taste the seasoning. To the duck, add 1 teaspoon each of baking soda and cornflour for the same reasons as for the pork. Then proceed to add the hoisin sauce and chop up our favourite accoutrements, the spring onions and chives, before mixing all together. Once you've done that, you are ready to start the dumpling assembly. So, for the dough, measure out 15 gram pieces of the dough and roll it into little balls. Then flatten it into a little disc before rolling it while rotating it continuously. And this technique takes a bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually quite easy. You just need to keep moving it to get it uniform and as round as possible. Carefully place the filling in the middle of the dough disc, and then pinch 2 sides over the filling before folding in from each side. And as you can see here, my technique is rather sloppy, but this again is something you improve quite rapidly when you do it a few times, so don't be disheartened by the lack of uniformity of your dumplings to begin with. And then, as we are making pot stickers, we're gonna fry these in the duck fat until they look beautifully golden brown like this, before adding around 100 milliliters of water, covering with the lid, and let steam for around 3 to 5 minutes. Now all that's left is to make a super easy dipping sauce with sesame oil and soy sauce. Mix that together and we are ready to serve. And as per usual, I think we have a live review in store, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next week and take care.
That was excellent, both of them, but especially the duck one. Really, really tasty. I definitely recommend trying that yourself. One thing that definitely wasn't great was just the quality of the technique of assembling the dumplings. As you can see, we had an accident with this one while flipping it in the pan, so it's but the dough is a bit thick. There's a couple of holes here and there, but I presume that's something that comes with time. You need to practice making dumplings. You can't just come here and think you'll do it overnight. You can, but chances are you will not be able to do that. But yeah, flavour wise, bang on. I'll definitely be making these again, and yeah, hopefully next time they'll look a bit better than this and taste just as good.